Hey, what's up, y'all? It's GTG How's everything? I've been away for a while, but I'm back now. Um, this video right here I'm putting out is just basically to talk about leasing and the problems with leasing and the five things that you do not do. The five things that you do not do with leasing. And this is for everyone across the entire world that leases a car. This is not just I'm just putting this out to just put a video out or just talk about something that's irrelevant. This is very relevant and it's very serious. Number one, do not lease if you do not have a credit score that is 670 to 720. That's the lowest that you should be in the realm of leasing. And even if you have something that's 670, you should wait at least until 700, because the interest is added on to your monthly payment. It's not going to work out. Very important. It's not going to work out if your credit is not right. If you have below a 600, below a 650, don't lease. You will not get an option to lease. They won't take your option. Two, you basically putting yourself into a bad predicament. If there's a bank out there that wants to lease you, it's basically going to be like maybe 36%, between 25 to 36%. Makes no sense. It makes no sense. Your payment is going to be like $900. It's going to be a finance payment on a BMW 6 Series. It's going to be too much money. And you won't make it. You might make it for 2 months, 3 months, but you also got to think about insurance. And if you don't live in a state that provides you insurance because of the necessity of having a car, then it makes no sense. If you live in a state that has mass transportation, I mean cars, buses, trains, I mean, in New York, you got boats now. I'm just saying, if you live in like New York and you want to lease, make sure your credit score is 720 and better. Don't even go leasing at 650 and under. Don't even think about it, because it's not gonna help you. All right, number two. Calculate what you think your payment will be when you go in, what your payment will be as well. Subtract it and see what is the difference. The reason why I say that is because you need to have a visual outlook of what you're going to spend your money on and what it is going to cost to run the car, the running costs. Don't, and I'm going to say this straight, if you're paying from 5,500 up, don't lease. Best you go buy a car. It makes no sense to have a 3-year lease on something that you're not going to really own, and your pocket cannot afford that as well. Let me say it again. If your payments is more than 5,500, do not lease. It's not going to work out for you, especially if it's one car and you need another car, you need multiple cars and you don't have the income to keep that. It makes no sense to lease one new car and then lease another new car and you don't have an excess of 180,000 to 225,000 coming into your home. If two people are not making that, don't lease. If one person is not making that, don't lease. Don't go into leasing. Take that 5,500 and go buy a car. Save that and go buy a car. A used car, a good car. Do your fact finding, find your info, and just get a used car. And I'm saying is like, go get a used car. I understand if it's your first car, go get a used car, because then you'll learn off of that car what not to do with a car that is more expensive when you get older. I mean, I see a lot of people out here, their first car is a BMW. I'm like, all right, that's cool. You got the money to do it. That's great. But when you really look at the fact of it, they're telling me, hey, yo, Ron, I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I gotta make these payments, which is okay. I could do that. My insurance is $600. I'm like, okay, but you're making $1,800 every 2 weeks. So the rest is gas, and you only got like $100 to eat. I'm not catching it. And then you got to pay rent, and they got to pay $1,500 rent. So what happened to light, gas? You know, gas in your house, light. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense at all. So just don't do that. Number 3, this is very important. Know what you're going to lease. Do not lease things that you do not need. You get what I'm saying? You want a new car? Great. You live in a snowy area? Get something with all-wheel drive. Don't go get a coupe, even if it has all-wheel drive, because the suspension is not set up to handle snow. It's not. It's just plainly not. Don't go get a car that you don't need when you're leasing. If you need a minivan because you got 3 kids, all-wheel drive, and it's got to be a good clearance of 8 to 10 inches off the ground, which is great, then you're good, because you got all-wheel drive, and then you're good. You need an SUV, go get one. Go get one, all-wheel drive, so on and so forth, for the snow, so on and so. I'm mainly talking about the snow because that's what I have to deal with. Now, if you live in California and you got sun all the time, go buy your coupe. But don't go buy your coupe if you got 2 kids. Make no sense. That should be your 3rd car. Your wife, I'm saying if you are married, your wife is supposed to have a vehicle to transport your children when you're not around, and vice versa. Your husband is supposed to have a vehicle when you are not around to transport your children. You know what I'm saying? Or if you have to drive miles and so on, you have to have a car. Don't buy a car that you don't need. Number 4, luxury leasing is completely different from leasing a standard car. With luxury leasing, you're already saying, hey, I have the money to lease this car, and I have the money to pay for the extras that go with this car. There are extras with every luxury leasing. Okay, with my Lexus, right? With my Lexus leasing, I'm going to tell you straight. There's a coverage for the tires and rim. There's a coverage for accident up to $7,500. I don't know if they brought it up or brought it down. So if I get hit, or if I hit somebody and there's any damage to my car, it will cover $7,500 damage. If my car is written off, if somebody hits me, they will give me a car of equal value as of the lease. But you pay for that. I think it's like $800 the package for both of those packages. You pay for things like that. Every luxury lease has an add-on. BMW has maintenance. I think Audi. Don't kill me, please. I say Audi. Some people say Audi. Okay. Everyone has a different add-on to their lease. Because it's a luxury lease, the wear and tear, the depreciation, you got to look at things like that. So it's very important. Luxury leasing is different from standard leasing. If you want a Toyota Corolla, go get a Toyota Corolla. You won't have really the add-ons, but you should look for an add-on if you live in a high traffic area, you live in a high car populated area. You should look for something that covers if your car gets hit, that when you go back to the dealer to return your car at the end with the end lease, that they don't turn around and say, oh no, you got to pay for this door or you got to pay for this dent. No, you want to be able to go in, drop your car, pick up a next car, and keep it breezing. You don't want to go in, hey, look, well, you got to pay $1,500. You don't want a bill at the end of something that you don't own, because you're just giving away money that you don't have. Don't do it. Luxury leasing is different from standard leasing. Very important. The fifth thing, and this is the last thing. This is important. Buy or lease. Put the time in to figuring out about buying or leasing. I've had several different cars. And I mean several. I'm not saying several and it's 2. I had several and it's like 9. So I'm saying straight. Do not buy or lease a car that you cannot figure out what the end is going to be. Yeah, it sounds like mumbo jumbo. Here it goes. It is important that if you don't know for your life plan that you're going to be at, okay, well, I'm going to have this lease for 3 years and then I'm going to move into a house. And the money that I'm spending in 3 years, when I go up on a raise or something else will add to the house. So am I going to go down and get a cheaper car, or am I going to buy a car because now I have a bigger expense? That's what I mean. Don't buy or lease if you didn't make a correct plan to go forward. And the other half is, don't buy or lease when a car just comes out. If you ain't making $250,000, don't do it. If you got the best credit in tier 1 credit, don't do it. It makes no sense, because if the car just came out and it's a new model, you're the beta tester. Anything that goes wrong with the car, you'll be there and they'll be figuring it out on you. Free of charge. And you have to pay them for them to figure it out on you. So they're making money off of you. Don't do that. Don't be the beta tester. In that, also, when you're leasing, just make sure you have a plan. Like, okay, in 3 years, because you're going to be twist, wind, and turn it. Either you buy the car out or you don't, and you return it. If you buy a car, it's very important. If you buy a car, don't buy a car 10 years old unless it's a collector's, or unless it's a standard car that is reliable. Toyota, Honda, Mazda, Kia. You get where I'm going, right? Like, buy a car that is, you could buy it 10 years old and it's still dependable, because those cars run from 150 to 180 miles. 150 to 180,000 miles without dying. You almost are guaranteed to not change anything on it once you do regular maintenance and standard driving. Almost. So don't go and get something you don't need. But those are the 5 things I've talked about. Just wanted to just bring it out and let you know, because they're very important. And here is the 6th one. Sixth. It's very important. Don't put yourself in expense. A car is for a purpose. If you're going to have a car, make sure it's for that purpose. If it's for your kids to cut your commute down, or you have to commute with it, it's for a purpose. The money that you're paying for the car should cut down time, should give you more time. It should cut down traveling situations. It should give you more time with you, your family, to get to work, to get from work to home, to do all the errands that you need to do. It should be something that is attainable, but not putting you in expense. This here is not For people that want to buy a Ferrari, you know, you want to buy a McLaren. This is different. Those people have three different cars. They have a higher income. They could think differently, and they won't go buy a rinky-dink car unless you're a billionaire and you don't really care because you're consumed with what you're building and how your company is going and so forth. So you don't really care about materialistic things, which is a good thing. So I'm going to say this straight. This is a little long video. I think it's the longest I have ever done, but they're going to come like this. So I had a little time today. So I said, let me just do this video. I want to put out a video, and I just wanted to just put it out for y'all. Again, have a great day. GTG TV. If you like, subscribe. If you don't like, subscribe. Leave a thumbs up. Leave a message. I will definitely get back to you. And thank you for all the subscribers that I have. It's few, but, thank you very much. You encourage me. Have a good one, all right?